No thanks for now, but we can come back, and I'll probably come back in a oh, sod it. I will sink myself into the Gwent. Come on.
Why not?
Splendid. Here's how it's done.
Okay, so we have a number of different cards. We have different decks. So the deck that you'll start with is the Northern Realms, because that's where you're from. There is the Scoia'tael, which is your Elves deck. There's a Monsters deck. There's a Nilfgaardian Empire deck. So they all have different play styles. You start with the Northern Realms. It's a pretty basic deck. It does what it says on the cards. So you've got 3 types of units. You've got your melee fighters who have this little sword. You have your ranged fighters with the bow, and you have your siege weaponry, which is, personally, that's my favourite. I love having the siege weaponry stuff. You've also got some special cards, so like here, the Blue Stripes Commando, for example. If we zoom in on him, he has the type bond, so if you place him next to a card with the same name, it doubles the strength. So if you have a couple of him in the deck, which we do, we have 2, and then you manage to draw them at the same time, you can double their strength. It's the same for the poor fucking infantry. Yeah, if you zoom in on the cards as well, you read some of the really cool text. So again, you could put that next to someone, and it will double the strength. If we have a look here to our siege guy, he may only be worth 1, but he adds +1 to all units in the row. And if we zoom back along here, we've got the medic. So you choose 1 card from your discard pile and play it instantly, but you can't play heroes or special cards, but that's really good to just bring you back one of like your high-paying siege weapons, or perhaps one of your spies. So the spy, you give this to your opponent, so it counts towards your opponent's total number, but you then get to draw 2 cards from your own deck. When you're playing Gwent, card draw is really important. So we've got 30 cards. We don't really want more than 30. You need at least 22 unit cards in the deck to be able to play. You can have up to 10 special cards, and you can see there the total strength of this deck is about 84. So we've also got a leader. So we've got for Northern Realms, it's Falstis, and there's different versions of Falstis. They all do different things. The one we've got is he places a impenetrable fog card from your deck and plays it instantly. Very good. So try and make sure you don't have a fog card in hand. Your fog cards are different types of weather cards. Each one affects different layers of the board. So you've got Biting Frost, which affects your melee row. You've got Impenetrable Fog, which affects your ranged row, and you've got Torrential Rain, which affects your siege row. And you'll have usually a couple of clear weathers in there to get rid of weather effects. So let's go ahead and start the game, and we'll see what cards we draw. So I'm going to go first. So you get to redraw 2 cards. Now we know we don't want an Impenetrable Fog, because Falstis gets to play one from the deck, so we don't want it in our hand. We've got our Spy, which is excellent. We've got a couple of Siege Machines. We've only got 1 each of the guys that help each other, so I'm going to redraw this one. We've got ourselves another weather card, but that's alright. So this is played in 3 rounds, and the point is, it's very simple. I want more points than my opponent. Now, sometimes it is best you only have these 10 cards. So you have a limited resource for playing this game. Sometimes it is best to lose to your opponent the first round. It's just so you have enough cards to completely wipe them the next round. So we're going to pop our Spy out, which is going to draw us 2 new cards. So technically I've just given him 5 points, but it's given me 2 more cards to play with. So we have quite a few siege, but I want to keep them in hand for next time, because I kind of want to just give this away. I want him to play a few more cards. I've got 11, he's got 9. So we're going to put out like some of our weak infantry. Okay, so he's putting a fair bit out. This guy, because he's on his own, isn't really worth aught to us, so although we might keep him for a little later. Let's put out this lady here. Right, so they've passed now. Because they've got more points than me. I'm going to have to play something, which I will. I'll play this Biting Frost. That's going to freeze that, and it reduces all their numbers down to 1. So now, they've only got 4 points, I've got 5, and we have equal cards. We are on 9 each. So, actually, it's worked out very well for me, because I won that round, didn't expect that. And because we're playing the Northern Realms, we draw a card. So, we are going to play our medic, and we get to bring back a card. So we played Sabrina, who is a pretty decent number of points for a ranged character. Now this guy is he's only got 1 health point left, so he's going to have to basically play everything he has in order to not lose. And there is no point holding back at this point for me either. So we're just going to start whacking down cards, because if we defeat him now, if we beat both of his rubies, we win. So hold nothing back, keep going. I don't have a lot of range, which is good, because we want to put out that fog that reduces the ranged. But we don't want to put the fog out until the very last moment if we can, because we have a clear weather just in case he plays some weather of his own that messes up our army. But we are already doubled his points currently. So keep whacking some cards down. We're on 35. Now he is the starter guy that's introducing you to the game, so this kind of can go both ways if you've never really played before. But if you defeat a person playing Gwent, then you get a card from them, and that's where the addiction really lies, because each special person you'll get a special card from them to play. So they've whacked down a clear weather, which I could do as well, but honestly I'm just going to hold and pass. We're on 43 to their 20. Boom. There we go. And that's how it's done. So I actually originally planned to give up that first round, but because they passed early in the hopes that I would spend more cards to beat them, we've done well for ourselves.
Well, you've a knack for this game.
Yes, I do.
If you ever find yourself in Oxenfurt and wish to play a true master, ask for Stepan. A simple innkeep by trade, but a true maestro when it comes to Gwent.
I'll remember that. Thanks.